Hey everyone. Now, earlier today my family and I had just gotten back home from a family reunion in Metairie in New Orleans. And while we were down there, I ended up going to BSI Comics in Metairie, and I bought about 5 books and I want to share them with you. So, first up is Batman number 2. This is the second issue of the current story arc, and it features 2 new characters in Gotham City. The brother and sister tandem of Gotham and Gotham Girl. Alright, next up is Captain America Steve Rogers number 2. Now at the end of the first issue, Steve Rogers said 2 words that none of us would ever think that he would say. And those words were "Hail Hydra." And now we get to find out why. We find out more about Rogers' allegiance with Hydra. All right, next up is Wonder Woman number 1. Now I had to fight tooth and nail to get this one, to find this one, because I could not find it anywhere else. And it's the first issue of the current series, and I can't wait to read it. And speaking of Wonder Woman, next up is Wonder Woman Rebirth. This is a jumping on point for new readers. I mean, this is like the prelude to the current Wonder Woman series, and I can't wait to read this either. And then finally, Superman Rebirth. This is a prelude issue to the current Superman series, which I'm already 2 issues into, and I can't wait to read this. Alright, that's 5 I bought, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 7,412. Watch the show. Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Coming to you from Clint's Comics here in Monroe. And to continue the Viewer's Choice episodes, this is the shirt that a majority of y'all had voted on. I had 6 shirts on Friday. 6 shirts to choose from. But by Monday, there was a tie between 2 of them. This one and another one. And so we had a little runoff. And this shirt won 6 votes to 5. So I'm wearing this, but not to worry. If you voted for a shirt in last Friday, or if you voted for the shirt that was in the runoff, it will be part of the episode 122 vote. But I want to thank everyone for voting. Now then, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, in last week's episode, I asked, what was Deadpool's favorite thing to eat? Well, the correct answer is chimichangas. And 10 people have answered correctly, and I'm about to draw their names. So the winner for the free Comic Hero prize, t-shirt for this week is... Sabrina, you're all by yourself. Will Stroud! So congratulations, Will. You finally win a free Comic Hero tee. See, answering questions pays off. Now then, here's the question for next week's episode. True or false? Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are not founding members of the Justice League. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free Comic Hero tee. Now, Brian Ferguson from Athens, Louisiana, an old school buddy of mine, has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one has a lot of red in it. Representing DC, we have Red Robin. And representing Marvel, we have Omega Red. These two are gonna duke it out in a segment I like to call
the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Red Robin versus Omega Red. Red Robin is a highly skilled martial artist and master detective who utilizes high-tech equipment and weapons and possesses genius-level intellect. Omega Red is an excellent hand-to-hand combatant, military tactician, and highly skilled criminal organizer who possesses superhuman strength, speed, agility, stamina, durability, and reflexes, high-level intellect, regenerative healing factor, carbonadium retractable tentacles housed with each arm, life force absorption, and the ability to secrete pheromones that result in sickness and death. Who would win? This wouldn't end the way y'all would think. There's a difference between being an excellent hand-to-hand combatant and being a highly skilled martial artist. Red Robin would give Omega Red a run for his money in terms of quickness. Every time Omega Red uses his tentacles against Red Robin, the latter relies on a combination of the acrobat skills taught to him by Nightwing and his equipment. Omega Red realizes he can't beat him with strength because he's too fast. He then tries to absorb the life force out of Red Robin, but the latter catches on, grabs one of his tentacles, and sticks it in an electric fence. As a result, he goes into cardiac arrest and dies. Red Robin wins, and that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and if you have a request for a Throwdown Showdown in future episodes, contact info is down there. Now then, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
Alright, first up is Justice League number 1. This is the first issue of the current Justice League series, and it's bit of a well, it's pretty much the same lineup. The only difference is that this Superman is not from the original is not from the 52 universe. That Superman died in Superman number 52. This is the Superman from the original DC universe, and there's also two new members. They're both Green Lanterns. There's Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz. Well, one new member. I'm sorry, I forgot Jessica Cruz was a member of the League back when she was Power Ring. But Simon Baz is the other new kid on the block. I'm still trying to figure out how this is all going to sit well with Wonder Woman, because she's still in grieving, and happening to see Superman from the original DC universe is gonna be kind of bittersweet for her. And then Superman number 3. This is part 3 of the Son of Superman story arc. Now, what has happened is that Superman has taken his son John on a trip to the Fortress of Solitude. I mean, he's getting to the point now where he's coming of age. He's also distributing some of his Kryptonian-based powers. So I guess Superman figured, okay, it's time for you to know your heritage. But then as they leave, the Eradicator shows up. Now, the Eradicator was one of my favorite characters during the reign of the Superman story arc for about 23 years ago. And I can't wait to find out what the new 52 version of the Eradicator is like. Alright, that's 2 I bought, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 7,414. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and here's the question for a free tee for next week's episode. True or false? Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are not founding members of the Justice League. Now, what I mean by that is not the new 52 universe. I'm talking about the original DC universe. Everyone who answers correctly will be in a drawing for a free Comic Hero tee in next week's episode. And Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fights. Go ahead and get them to me. I have none, but I have no request. I have a few of them my own that I want to showcase. But if anyone wants to wants to request one, I will be happy to set mine aside and feature yours. Oh, and also, if you don't mind to buy a t-shirt from me, for adults, they're $10, and for children, they're $5. Oh, and congratulations to my good friend, Holly McCoy. She got married this weekend, so she's no longer Holly McCoy, she is Holly Parker. So congratulations to her and her husband, Jimmy. And I wish you nothing but happiness for the rest of your days. And I also want to thank the fine folks over at BC Comics in, well, not BC Comics, rather BSI Comics in Metairie, Louisiana. I was down there last weekend for a family reunion, and I happened to stop by and buy some comics. So, thank y'all. And one last thing. Now keep in mind, these are the Viewer's Choice episodes, and if you voted on a shirt and it didn't get enough votes, don't worry. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, if your shirt got voted on, it will be featured. I mean, it will be in the next vote, which will be by the time you're watching this episode. All right, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. We'll see you next week for episode 122, right back here at Clint's Comics. So till then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero. Welcome to this week's edition of the... Oh, Peter Brady. All right, last week's episode, I asked what was Deadpool